A young girl, shimmering with white and pink hair, implores with desperation, "Just kill me now." But as despair crashes against hope, the tides bring forth a majestic blue lion from the ocean. Its roar is that of defiance, climaxing in a standoff, dagger against the fierce might of a crystalline dragon. Will despair or strength triumph? The air electrifies as a fierce young fighter commands the water, his determination carving paths through chaotic waves. Splashes and roars illustrate the raw might of his water attack, every movement a testament to his battle prowess. Yet with every clang of unleashed power, a question hangs: is this enough to win the fight? In a serene training ground, Ed stands with confidence, receiving praise from the small creature Tiri. Reflecting on his journey, Ed sees progress in honing his skills alongside magical beings. The presence of Lasha highlights the journey, one filled with camaraderie and the quest for mastery. Yet does Ed truly grasp just how far he has come? Ed, breathless from training, ponders the challenge of facing Merilda, a high-ranking spirit. Humor tinges the air, masking the immense challenge he faces. A transformation awaits Ed if he takes on this task, but is his resolve strong enough to dare the impossible? Amid the mystical cave's glow, Ed reveals his struggle with limits, his words weighed by determination. With a red-haired friend's encouragement, Ed grapples with frustration yet finds freedom in his journey. Yennekar's friendship hints at a deeper bond forged through shared challenges. In a dynamic setting, a red-haired girl playfully teases her blonde counterpart. A surprise grappling prompts a light-hearted chaos. "Alert!" echoes nearby. Their strategy talk hints at brewing ambition, the student council saga, where alliances dance on the edge of lightheartedness and serious machinations. A request for affection hangs in the air as playful banter brings tension. The warm room contrasts with the young man's bewildered expression. As she leans closer, her teasing demeanor invites a hesitant touch. What will he decide in this fleeting moment of intimacy? The hug warms the room, contrasting with red-cheeked surprise. Ed and the girl stand close, shy yet open. Amidst flustered dynamics, emotions bubble up, highlighting their shared vulnerability. What boundaries will their moment cross? In a dim space, Ed and his companion exchange words deeper than they seem. A shirt prompts reflections on current choices, true intentions surface, challenging their understanding. With subtle tension mounting, what answer will settle this test of patience? Amidst the dusk's embrace, a red-haired girl plots with unwavering resolve, seeking alliance against potential academy foes. The tension strains but deepens the friendship with newfound hope. As light breaks outside the cave, the future shimmers uncertainly. In a sophisticated room, conversation revolves around Tanya Rothstaler. Concern shimmers under the tension as Lordle's plans appear clouded in intrigue. Shadows hint at curious plots. What does destiny hold for those who tread such tight paths? Ed and Lordle exchange tense words amidst lavish luxury, ambition veiled in formality. Calculations over student politics and power outlined by smiles and sips. Little do they know that these cunning games have sharper edges than ever imagined. In a room of grandeur, ambitions clash as discussions of power ripple forth. Sidelines observe, faces wrapped in scheming smiles. Who will stand atop the political hierarchy and who shall fall? Tension brews while motives brew beneath the surface. An elaborate chess match of desires plays out in a richly draped room. Anxiety and conviction form a delicate balance, much like the stakes at hand: reputations, relationships, and revenge. As power aligns and realigns, what fate awaits them? Revelations elicit shock amid formal decor, accusations hover like specters. Unseen hands manipulate from the shadows, wielding betrayal like a finely crafted blade. The truth lurks, ever shifting, but can it be grasped? Within the intimate shadows, guilt spills forth, sorrow received with empathetic silence. What lies ahead for those enmeshed in the web of regret? As confessions ebb, determination dawns like whispered promises of redemption. Ambition drives them forward, the price of truth weighing heavily. Cautious advice follows the anxiety of accusations as echoes of loss reverberate through opulent halls. Will determination guide them beyond the shadows of doubt? Anxiety flavors the room as fears and secrets entwine among them. Questions of loyalty and bound obligations intrude upon quiet concerns. Who will it be to break the chains and seek the truth in a world filled with uncertain alliances? Within the confines of a refined office, responsibilities clash with aspirations. Confidence meets caution, laureates standing both firm and determined. Every decision ratchets the stakes higher, yet support may sometimes come from unexpected places. As pages turn, whispered plots prepare to be unmasked. A smirk meets rising tension, rebellions and revelations await. Such a delicate dance of power. Who among them can foresee how the story unfolds? A bittersweet countdown suspension confuses and builds. Behind closed doors, reflections linger. A limited time remains, but what waits beyond? Somewhere between punishment and freedom, the truth waits to be unearthed. With bureaucracy in play, papers pile high and expectations crescendo. Deadlines hover with somber oversight, anxiety grazing close as time trickles forward, emphasizing what's left unsaid. As truth eludes them from behind bars, frustrations boil over. An ally reflects on unrealized potential. A formidable force once cast aside now ripples throughout their world with silent impact. Stretching between shadows and conscious revelations, we are left with the fragmented journey of Ed Rothstaler. Woven tales bind and betray. Power, in its subtlety, cuts the deepest scars. A confined cage marks the boundaries of despair and hope. Uncertain futures etch across the faces of captors and captives alike. Who holds the true key to escape? Embers of defiance flicker amid shadows. In the silence, humor cuts with sarcastic edge. Despite the passing hours, who among them finds solace here? Needs cloy among the frenetic chaos, begging for an end to the struggle as the sky clears. A silver-haired enigma slips through a busy street, leaving whispers in her wake. As appearances vanish, curiosity blooms. Mystery stands at every corner, deliciously unspoken. Where exactly does this aura lead? Frustration nestles in hopes and fears scattered by circumstance. As thoughts wander towards what might be, reflections circle back to those already lost. Who truly knows what time will unveil next? A cabin's warmth and Tanya's trusting smile are shadowed by allegations that change everything. Loyalty grapples with evidence in a quiet storm of disconnection and doubt. Who will stand firm against the whirlwind? A solemn corridor speaks of lingering shadows, a bruised legacy, a persistent storm. Determined plans fill the void left by Ed, stirring hopes and tensions. Among them, who will light a way through the dark? Shadows hide a shaken world, where assistance cannot fill Ed's absence. Grief tints scholarly endeavors as ambitions unfold. Yet strength lies in connections torn, yet slowly being rebuilt. Rain softens the sorrow. The pain between farewells echoes within haunted halls. With lingering hope, there is light. From where will the strength of renewal spring forth? In the midst of warm hugs and painful truths, uncertainty shifts between heartwarming and turbulent. As merry intentions unfold, hearts and minds both linger on lost moments. How does one rebuild what is cherished? Quiet tensions thread through an eagerness to learn, resolve tested against questions of truth and loyalty. An allegiance wonderingly endures beneath the calm surface, yet rests on the brink of revelation. The succession of influence becomes inevitable, shrugging tensions aside, as uncertain alliances shift. Deeper implications rise to claim their place, leaving the assembly on edge and futures nobody truly owns. Regret lingers wherever impossible choices weigh. Past bonds cradle ambitions tarnished with indignation. What lengths lead from fleeting burdens to a lasting legacy? Amid strategy and support, anxious tension cloaks the campaign. A political journey begins, insulated by alliances and punctuations of doubt. Who will guide them when resolve begins to shadow confidence? In the play of power, influential students tread confidently beneath caves of tactical shadows, as strategic conversations weave paths through dilemmas. Who holds the keys to sway loyalties? In the grand hall of power and consequence, election results etch a story in stark contrasts. Success comes at a cost, clashes loom large. For now, the weight of uneasy futures only grows. Determined resilience transforms stakes as fiery opposition beckons. Where ambitions align yet merge into quest for survival, each gesture counts. Within whispers of things unchanged lay the seeds of overdue change. Listed ambitions herald shadowed paths as curious musings delineate ambition from agenda. With every uncertain shift, intrigue entwines with cautionary echoes of consequence circling Tanya, a question without an end. Between rocky shores, possibilities and resolve form intricate dance steps. Courage overlaps indecision while training yields introspection. Who among them lets trust guide as camaraderie shapes the unfolding horizon? Within shadowed halls, blades clash, dance of aspirations echoing purpose. With each fervent stroke, resolve sharpens, yes, doubts stir. Who will wield insight over mere strength in this contest of wills? Memory blooms as figments forge links between bonds once shared. Echoes of carefree joy taste bittersweet as adult burdens engulf tender recollections. What past elements still retain their place in the now? Discontent festers as emotions run wild, demands shouted against the air. Accusations constrict as sunlight softly emerges. Desperation clutching at that dawning glimmer of hope anticipated. As surf pounds sharp rocks, determination begets the strength to overcome. Courage breathes deep in oily anticipation. Zig stands at the ready as anticipation holds its breath with bated surrender. The clash of magic and swordsmanship ignites as energies converge. Between defense and prowess lies realization, growth unearthed by unyielding resolve in searching for prowess unclaimed. What potential silently ushers? A racing heartbeat replaces silence as movements blur. The realization comes with a frustrating clarity. Speed like that should be impossible, perilous vast ocean crossed in an instant with hesitation to spare. Amidst chaos and fiery disarray, a voice emerges mugg. Within the shouting storm, glares and quirks play out, sparking revolutions unexpected. A single grasp seizes moments from flames into the eye of the storm's fire. In a rush of battle, thoughts soar to grasp telekinesis and combat as skill collides with destiny. As elements of magic manifest, stakes cement themselves unimaginably high. Can such power forge a new path? The young man with light brown hair dodges an intense energy burst with agile leaps. Facing the red and gold-clad opponent, doubts creep in, is this just sparring? As the energy crackles violently, the air vibrates with tension. He thought it was a light practice, but now, the stakes seem much higher. Amidst the chaos of battle, a dark-haired boy weaves blue energy with effortless skill. Off-screen, pink-haired worries drift away as thoughts turn domestic. Does Ed like carrots in curry? Kaboom erupts nearby, a vivid reminder of the turmoil in contrast with her culinary concerns. A glowing energy strikes tears through the air, leaving the earth cracked and smoking. Among the blasts, a silver-haired young man pushes against despair, gripping his sword tightly. Urgency builds as the ground clangs, every burst a thunderous reminder of what's at stake in this fierce clash. On a beach, a clash of magics paints the sky with brilliant hues. The dark-haired boy, shielded by mana, counters a relentless barrage from the blonde mage. Zig's mastery of mana armament is on display, evidence of a power few can wield. The duel's intensity is breathtaking. In a flurry of blues and greens, the light-haired youth evades another magical assault. His mind races, telekinesis, unpredictable moves. Overwhelming. Breathing faster, he braces for what's next as his opponent's control grows. A spell named Storm's Blessing looms, twisting fate further. Amidst swirling energy, the dark-haired fighter ducks and weaves, pain etched across his face as he feels the blast of water. Surprise grips him. When did hangs in the air, as chaos and turmoil threaten to overwhelm. The manifestation of water becomes its own force, an ethereal panther leaping from looming waves with fierce intent. A cloaked figure controls the power, weaving magic deftly. Opponents buckle under this elemental fury as the water slices through with breathtaking force. Back on the beach, revelations collide as the orange-haired boy reels in shock, confronted by Zig's blue magical might. An explosion marks the height of strength and strategy, leaving wounded warriors assessing power levels and the shifting sands of combat alliances. The battle rages on as energy streaks through the air. A bittersweet respect lingers between the combatants, an acknowledgement of the skills displayed. With resolve, red eyes become a beacon of intent, promising a fierce climax as magic and wills collide. Ziggs faces a monstrous blue creature, emblematic of the tumultuous waters he commands. He tests boundaries, grappling with his own peak of power. A slash cuts through the moment, a testament to potential reached, yet challenges remain. In a moment of reflection, Ed contemplates his past sparring with Ziggs, which has purged any lingering doubts about his future challenges. He acknowledges his familial affection for Tanya while also assessing her strategic utility. As the scene shifts to a menacing Gothic castle under a dark sky, Ed steels himself for the imminent conflict with House Rothstaler, the next act in his story. As twilight descends, Lordle and Ed stand near a grand building, engaged in a playful yet tense exchange. Lordle reflects on her tarnished reputation among students and her struggles with alliances, particularly noting Tanya's indifference. Despite her confident facade, she reveals her vulnerability, reaching out for Ed's support, while Ed reassures her amidst rumors and shadows of her past. Inside, a red-haired girl smirks, embracing her villainous nature, while the blonde girl beside her is relieved they aren't enemies. Their conversation reveals the complexities of human interactions as the blonde, now alone, gazes outside at falling leaves, pondering Princess Penia's uncertain future after losing the student council presidency, a future as unclear as the shadows outside. Through a mist-shrouded landscape, Ed's return is marked by deep reflection. Nearing his cabin, his thoughts drift between nostalgia and pressure of what lies ahead. The cabin, both home and burden, requires his attention. Yet upon entering, shock overtakes him, his breath catching as he stares at something unsettling. In a dim room, cloaked figures express exhaustion while others rest soundly. Amidst snores and gentle chuckles, Ed, relaxed yet vigilant, settles with a book. His gaze shifts between the serene slumber around him and the quiet, introspective peace of his own thoughts, a stark contrast to the world outside. Under a starry camp sky, tranquility reigns, disturbed only by soft snores and playful taps. As campfire embers transition to the bright light of a new day, we learn of Tanya's recent election as student council president, a reality that reshapes their world, hinting at the power dynamics shifting within the academy. Melina's office exudes warmth as she proposes extra credit work to a hesitant young student seated before her. The girl questions her selection, as Melina praises her skill with high-ranking spirits despite her youth. Encouraged yet unsure, the girl grasps an emerging opportunity, hinting at a path of growth and new responsibilities. Amidst a crowded hall, a heated exchange leaves a pink-haired girl flustered. She vigorously denies claims of dating Ed, her surprise mirrored by her sudden physical retort. As tensions rise, the misunderstanding triggers a school-wide ripple of emotions, blurring lines between reality and speculation. In a lively classroom, teasing spins around the pink-haired girl about her alleged romance with Ed. Despite her protestations, her blush betrays her, fueling the playful speculation. The light atmosphere softens the tension, underscoring youthful joy intertwined with embarrassment in the backdrop of academic camaraderie. Amidst verdant hills and serene landscapes, a revelation about the girl's rumored connection to Ed stuns her. Her shock mirrors the expansive beauty of Spard, these hills, a journey from the capital, brimming with simplicity and life. As she processes these feelings, the scene shifts to serene pastoral imagery, embodying peace amidst personal chaos. In a nostalgic farming village, Yennecar gleefully interacts with the villagers, familiar joys intertwining with memories of respect and spiritual ability. Yet, a formality from a visiting mailboy interrupts her reverie, introducing a subtle confusion. This warm setting captures the friendliness and the echoes of past affections linking her to this village forever. Reflecting on her past affection, Yennecar tenderly receives a bouquet from the village mailboy. His endearing gesture, though clumsy, sparks warm feelings. Situated in this quaint and loving community, Yennecar's journey unfolds with admiration, blending quaint simplicity with youthful innocence against heartfelt gestures that linger in her memory. A bouquet in hand, Yennecar's hesitation humorously swells as she declines the mailboy's youthful confession. His dash away, flowers scattered, shifts the mood to somber, marking an end of an era overshadowed by unrequited affection. Yet hope reappears with an admission letter, promising a brighter trajectory in her unfolding story. With a bittersweet realization coupled with surprise, Yennecar ponders her past interactions with the departing mailboy, her thoughts interrupted by a soft interjection. The assurance feels urgent, fostering connection amidst introspection over an anxious contemplation. It's a delicate intersection, past relationships and future potential, stitched by hope and reflection. Seated at a desk deep in conflict, Yennecar wrestles with the decision to leave her dormitory. Despite the advisor's assurance of supportive friends, her doubt lingers. In a reflective moment, she's urged to consult with others, ensuring she makes a choice supported by community, not isolation, capturing personal growth amidst tension. At a sunlit cafe, Yennecar confides in a friend about her struggles, her anxiety mirrored by the friend's frustration. Caught in emotional complexity, Yennecar fidgets, feeling both guilty and indecisive. Behind smiles and supportive chats, deeper issues loom, framed in the seemingly simple act of a shared confidence. In a cozy ambience, Yennecar passionately shares her dilemma with Ed, while her friend offers sage advice to maintain distance. Her earnest declarations reflect an internal struggle, balancing close companionship with necessary space. Unspoken tensions weave through their friendship as Yennecar juggles affection with newfound caution. Buoyant, Annis thanks her friend for offering strategies to manage her ties with Ed. Yet a sudden recollection disrupts her flow, hinting at an unresolved issue looming ahead. Meanwhile, another nearby figure ponders quietly, grappling with their own internal conflicts as tense realizations cascade through the scene. Overcome by panic, Yennecar grapples with the fallout from her decisions amidst her remarkable skills in magic engineering. Her collection of formulas holds immense power, with the legendary wand as the pinnacle, elusive due to its rare ingredient. The narrative tension blends anxiety with hopeful ambition for crafting something extraordinary. Beside a crackling fire, a young man ponders gameplay mechanics and the rarity of ingredients like the coveted lightning-struck branch. As he strives to create an elusive wand, another character contemplates challenges ahead, while serene forest surroundings ground their reflections with a sense of continuity amidst rarity. In a relaxed outdoor setting, Lucy, half aware, murmurs about lightning, while the boy at campfire expresses concern. Enthralled by surprise, the scene shifts dramatically as a sound in the shadows causes alarm. A figure leaping from branches injects energy into the tranquil surroundings, breaking through the calm dusk ambience. Awakened by surprise, Ed reassures Yennecar, who's nervously apologetic. Their playful exchange hints at deeper connections, highlighted by her anticipated arrival. With gentle interruptions, their tranquil forest landscape shifts, marking their interaction with a touch of humor, underscoring the warmth shared between friends. Yennecar's attempt at confidence falters as she explains her tardiness, peppered by her host's gentle inquiries. Hidden conflicts surface through subtle gestures, while awkward conversation highlights layered emotions. As dusk settles, the twilight captures the tension and bittersweet warmth in their build toward mutual understanding. Through an autumnal forest, characters exchange light-hearted banter interwoven with sincere mentorship, promising growth and compatibility with the spirited mug. Their amicable exchange is interrupted by Rachel's request for Lucy, her presence turning casual chat into a purposeful task, emphasizing deeper layers of intrigue and assurance. In contrasting moods, Belle, projecting strictness, discusses humility with Ed, whose playful tease belies the underlying tension. As their conversation snaps into an electrifying note, observations of their unique dynamic unfold among onlookers. The approach of another lively character provides a light-hearted counter to the serious dialogue. Amidst a warm forest backdrop, Ed's usual candor clashes with a suggestion to formalize their address. Nearby figures offer differing perspectives as the scene seamlessly combines awkwardness and warmth through budding camaraderie and supportive advice. The undercurrents of growing relationships and personal revelations woven within. Yennecar's playful suggestion for informality momentarily startles her companion, but as the impending Dex Hall curfew looms, their brief interaction pivots to urgency. Playful arm flails meet pressing time. A warm farewell lined in sunset tones adds a layer of sincerity to their casual parting. By the cozy fire, the young man grapples with his speech as tension from his companion infects his words. Her embarrassment, tinged with flushed cheeks and tightened grips, permeates the autumn-tinted forest air. Each gesture piles on the weight of unspoken meanings stretched across the glowing scene. Near the campfire, Ed's attempt at meaningful dialogue is stunted, leaving Belle uneasy before silent reflections. An undisclosed suggestion of shared experience redefines their relationship, manifesting in nerves that ripple across the serene outdoor setting. Past promises haunt present hesitations, underpinned by problematic silences. In the evening twilight near the dormitory, formal suggestions morph into playful tension as Ed reels from parting words, timing pressing against him. Atmosphere brightens with an unexpected dynamic, yet burgeoning topics and shared facades echo which discomfort marks the passage of casual interactions. Beside a scenic river beneath blooming trees, Ed's introspection blends with playful exchanges as Yennecar's carefree earthiness melds with his concerns over appearances. Hanging questions laced between observations suggest deeper inquiries as daylight ebbs. Together they find ease in returning natural rhythms. Placidly tending the fire, the young man's conversations leaven the magical twinkle surrounding them as he's teased about crafting a wand. References raise stakes amidst whimsical landscapes reconstructed under the shadow of the guardian tree. Each exchange enriches their quest against serious odds. In an ethereal woodland, a spirit shares ancient wisdom about past connections as Ed listens with polite curiosity. Her explanation reveals an insight into the spirit's transformative nature. An enchanted environment amplifies their curiosity, guided by the gentle presence of cocky, yet endearing spirit friends. Ed finds himself stunned amidst fantastical surroundings when confronted by a figure becoming the embodiment of his ideal. Her playful inquiry spins into a surreal exchange. Asserting her magical mimicry of Ed's unspoken desires charts a trickster path through unexpected turns. Negotiating timelessness beside a river framed in natural beauty, Ed denies telepathic trickery from his conversational partner, sharing hidden wisdoms from Sylvania's forgotten past. Delving into nostalgic memories elevates their interaction, wreathed in myths of personal significance growing right and true. Charting connections with serene grace, Sylvania, an enigmatic aristocrat, introduces herself amid the grandeur of a luminous academy courtyard. Her influence bookends a historic backdrop and unfolds insight into enchanting wonders flourishing under the sky's protective blanket. Ed fumbles his apple-gathering composure as firelight dances amid the night's chill. Sharing warmth through simple gestures, they cultivate budding trust, melding nervousness with tentative assurance. In their clearings, flirtation and earnestness tentatively align, as edible offerings become unlikely bridges. Under shimmering twilight, Ed wrestles with feelings left unspoken, uncertain of approaching their surreal conversation. The rhythmic crackle of a distant campfire underscores the tension against gentle confessions. Each interaction portends revelations, yet to unfold within collective honesty blurred by perceptive vulnerability. Amidst serene fires, Ed and Yennekar's dialogue reveals tremulous uncertainties. Discussions on living arrangements heighten tension, punctuated by Ed's clumsy apple slice and her anxious exclamations. Their combined experience of the wild becomes a backdrop for newfound understanding forged. Beside the warm crackle of the campfire, Ed shares genuine admiration for his companion's qualities, causing her to blush. His confessions usher a shift toward intimate bonding. The interplay of intimacy, vulnerability, and awkward honesty weaves into the gentle glow of shared warmth resonating softly in the woods. Caught in a whirlwind of emotion, Ed hears a revealing confession. Intimacy dances around them, urged forward by rhythmical heartbeats. Tentative closeness, framed by flickering firelight, hovers between burgeoning passion and unresolved tension. In these blush-filled spaces, romantic anticipation blossoms. As relaxation settles in post-elections, Ed processes reminders of his past vulnerabilities. His companion sits attentively nearby, signaling genuine care. The unexpected personal discussion embraced by understanding links shifts their dynamic into empathy-rooted reflection, a night thick with rustic promise and softened by campfire warmth. Haunted by doubts under a blanket of midnight stars, Yennekar contemplates flight from her pressured existence. Ed's accepting presence roots her wandering heart, offering unexpected solace. Serene surroundings create quiet space for transparent truth-seeking within a tug-of-war between resolving and abandoning problems. As Ed empathizes with fellowship, the insights progress into difficult truths about refuge and reform. Nearby reflections weave intricately among fearful knots undone by honest expression beneath cosmic serenity. A girl's braided hair mirrors the mangled journey, drawn by starlit grace beneath unwavering nature's gaze. Amid heartfelt exchange, Ed extends friendship's warmth while offering practical solutions. A deep blush of gratitude welcomes a new resolve, embracing an understanding that bridges their divides. As gentle gratitude turns into surprise affection, an intimate moment blossoms beneath a starlit canopy, a gentle promise of tomorrows. Bathed in the calming firelight, Ed comforts a friend torn between presence and evanescence. Her visible relief melds with his quieter vulnerabilities, both wrestling with the impossibility of maintaining subtle distances. Chirping crickets underscore the ambient warmth, threading shared bonds with echoes of heartfelt sincerity. With morning light streaming into his wooden room, Ed stretches as routine demands collide with creativity. A sudden boom disrupts introspection, and a dragon's request for architectural advice spins humor into his busy day. Chaos simmers just beneath the surface, awaiting release marked by spirited dialogues. In the vibrant dorm yard, spirits and humans alike navigate light chatter and logistical planning. Energetic creatures embrace their tasks as playful commentary enriches decisions. Amid camaraderie, the promise of near-future closeness hints at a blend of humor and emerging friendships tangled in playful anticipation. Exchanging banter under clear skies, a spirited debate unfolds about the cabin timeline, where once 3-day achievements dwelled now stretches toward weeks. Ed fidgets with the possibilities presented, masked by humor-laden exchanges that bubble into calculated compromises laid atop anxious undertones. Ed's balmy wanderings feature contemplative musings on expedited construction, reflecting an inner balance between gratitude and personal tribulation. A brief snapshot of determination, desire, and poignant thankfulness motions toward future creations as he steps away, to gift and grow toward nurturing resolutions rooted in shared endeavors. Ed Rothstaler carefully carves a wand outside his wooden cabin, his mind wrestling with whether his gift will be welcomed. Lucy, despite possessing many wands, favors a simple oak one. His thoughtful crafting contrasts with Lucy's unrest as she fails to sleep, counting into the night, her unease palpable in the silence that surrounds her. Lucy stands amidst spirits laboring tirelessly on another cabin, concern carved into every feature. Yennekar's cheerful greeting contrasts sharply with Lucy's annoyance, her unbothered presence testing Lucy's stretched patience. As Yennekar's eyes widen, a realization dawns upon their past and adds an unexpected twist to the day's simplicity. Firm determination shines in Yennekar's eyes as she refuses to yield. Nearby, Ed wrestles with contemplation, his idol chewing a discordant note in the day's turbulence. Interspersed promos of magical feats hint at looming academic challenges, weaving a tapestry of ambitions shadowed by casual indifference. A mysterious figure claims the battlefield, their glowing blade a testament to raw power. Elsewhere, musings on superior firepower leave a young man contemplating surprising truths. As whispers of legends and the enigmatic Adele Cerise blend into melody and mystery, the air vibrates with the promise of what or who is yet to come. Ed finds himself unexpectedly addressed by a woman intrigued by tales surrounding him. As they share fleeting words, her connection to Taylor and Isla emerges, stirring curiosity within their friendly exchange. Amid the creation of a wand, Ed's world expands, tightening knots of fate within casual camaraderie. Pausing mid-conversation, Ed turns from a potential bardic serenade, citing hefty books as his excuse. Yet thoughts linger on weightier burdens as ominous whispers echo, a legacy fraught with the burden of duty, where reverence may demand unthinkable sacrifice from those at its heights. Amidst the stately courtyard, Ed worries for Adele, whose serene consistency stems from her foresight. But he knows not all her prophecies mark truth. The brightness of that day sharpens the undercurrent of his unease. Her unwavering walk onward belies what darkened truths the future may yet hold. Ominous news foretells of Adele's fate, a chilling Act 3 destiny. An expression of denial appears as the intent to craft something extraordinary emerges. To forge wands of legendary power from nature's fierce elements, camaraderie is implied even within a doom-laden narrative. Laughter coaxes away the looming darkness. Ed and a silver-haired sorceress engage in their playful banter, the wand in question the prize for proficiency wielded by its owner. Her determined reluctance drives the tension higher, sculpting a test of skill where earnest effort shines brighter amidst teasing jibes. An invite propels a girl into the tales of Glock's illustrious mastery over elemental forces. Mystical symbols and mighty spirits weave a backdrop of grand designs. He who stands tall, robed and adorned with ability, embodies the majesty of commanding dual powers, etching possibility with his staff. Glock's legacy shines bright, his fortunes strewn into education's heart. Students whisper of his devotion, stirred by the heft of his gifts. With gratitude, they walk amidst the empire carved from his resolve, honoring his choice of isolation in distant peaks, a testament to dedication's enduring power. In introspection, Yennekar's potential companionship is pondered, a shadow of nascent bonds. A younger Lucy's memory, imbued with forgotten talents and unrefined mastery, lingers. Hers is a path no novice could foresee. This nostalgia hints at greater connections beneath time's vast passage. Years gray and unremarkable slip by Glock, his past wars and losses whispering their truths. His sanctuary birthed from solitude, yet solace now wears the face of a student who carries his ideals forward, casting light into the pages of a history not yet concluded. Standing on the precipice of change, revelations of Glock's origins surface. More than tales, they paint a landscape of youthful richness. What's seen now differs from written word, though Achen Island's beauty cleaves time. Promise cherishes secrets untold. In reflection, an old fool's pleasures are dawned upon, memories tangled amid Achen Island's cherished ground. Lucy's reception of tragedy yielding pragmatic resilience, ice magic preserving a lasting tribute. Hers is a mantle defined by young might, wrapped in chilling calm. Embarking south, Lucy skirts nature's realm through territories marked by power and legacy. Her crossings weave past history, hints of her journey etching a mythical path onward, to crossroads where adventures are spun and completion speaks in quiet marvel. Her sustained magic holds immutable connections, its energy guiding to a mystical land punctuated by shining keys. A journey ended, yet cherished teachings carry forward, casting eulogies upon sacred ground's haunting glow, a reflection of love and duty in sync. In awe, a tome transcends mere wealth. It spells celestial wisdom from Glock's hand, whose priceless guidance calls forth wonder. Offered freely, it elicits nostalgia, a gift amidst cascading sunset hues, resonating with reverent echoes of the past. A solemn vow surfaces with Achen Island's warmth, her promise to shield Sylvania Academy from looming threats. Beneath sunset's embrace, dialogue unveils an emotional tapestry, bearing testament to endings forged by steadfast alterations. Ed contemplates Lucy's periods of hesitance against a striking sunset. With futures wait upon her, anticipation for a journey undiscovered brews tension twinned by hope, a point of inflection signaling change to come. Ocean waves and spring's breath cradle shared moments by the coast. Placed softly, Ed's hand on Lucy's head manifests protection, contrasting darker undercurrents beneath peaceful layers, the complexity of gratitude held captive in simplicity. Admiring craftsmanship, a pink-haired girl marvels at the cabin's swift construction. Mug's humility underscores loyalty amidst directives unspoken. As energy sways through spirits, her guidance signals gentle restraint, a serene prelude to mutual exploration ahead. An orange fox-like creature inspires warmth as gratitude spills into the clearing. Joy parallels silence, where ideas of shared existence beckon. Excitement crescendos, living together signals chapters anew, whispered beneath gentle breezes, curious facade. Echoes of tension brew as Ed steps forth, an enigmatic call interrupted by curiosity. As yawns meet conflict, allegiance forms amidst a backdrop filled with displaced magic, a harmony etched within a cheeky smirk. Amidst cosmic backdrop, triumph mingles with struggle, a lesson of celestial magic. A hovering light sphere tells tales marked by difficulty and discovery, reminders woven by playful critique, a ritual to decode enchantment's pulse. Together in spirited harmony, a group bond over magic's allure, a lively debate threaded with ambition. Words of practice and tenacity spring anew, interspersed with laughter's glow, a testament to shared journeys toward knowledge's broad tapestry. Celestial magic, wondrous and profound, unravels. Not all learn what Lucy instinctively wove. Memories of glocked incense with possibility, jarring losses against nostalgia's echo. For now, hidden wonders remain overarching their lost sage. Ripples of surprise and tension grip the air, a chaotic mix of ambition and warnings bound in jest. Amidst the charged setting, emotions clash as echoes of embarrassed alliances reveal connections wrought by misunderstandings. Books exchanged, an anticipated aid between seekers of magic. Words of thanks join lingering hints of unresolved history. Amid camaraderie, self-doubt is acknowledged, though paths cross anew against challenges unvoiced. Discourse unfolds on hidden potential among the seasoned students, glimpses of what lies beneath protagonist intrigue. Watching on, students enrolled shoulder ambitions warranted by unspoken merit, testing camaraderie's worth in moments shrouded with unknown. Time's path diverges into unknowns, rooted in Tanya's influence. Hints of surprise emerge that alter the calculated journey, dappled by possibility. Its tapestry weaves toward a combat stage of unforeseen consequence. As Claude navigates memories of failed predictions and forbidden potions, uncertainty looms over past-centered expectations. Yet, bright dialogue in serene surroundings softens disconcerting shadows pressed beneath plot lines now relentlessly untethered. Grandeur cloaks the scene as an ornate carriage, likened to a palace on wheels, commands awe on its rare journey from the holy capital. With looming significant visits entwined with anticipation, the Archbishop's discoveries promise reverberations unwanted, perhaps unnoticed. Planned paths and promises shepherd holy figures through noble lands. Amid elegant architecture, preparations for the Holy Emperor's visit underscore shared anticipation and relevance, punctuated by urban elegance and noble significance. Thoughts on Faith's veneer blend skepticism and possibility, a contrasting critique amid reverence for the core unknowns. Urgency grows with impending revelations echoing across printed pages, promising plot-driven paths amidst fast-fading scrutiny. Kylie's internal conflict shines through, split between student dreams shadowed by saintly obligations. As determined detachment tempers excitement, aspirations return toward simple dreams, clad in wistful yearnings for uncovered purpose within dual realities. Adele's melody interlaces tales of longing and unanswered connections, a heart reaching in silence toward campus and hopes colliding. Nostalgic reverie paints the backdrop as her story's listener, driven by emotional echoes known only to her. Contention treads closely as shadows hide stories feared for their consequence. With intent to protect reputation, confession remains veiled amidst aspirational purity, mirroring stakes concealed in dimly lit corners where revelations threaten unraveling. Mind controls subtle shadow touches in whispers deflected by resistance. As haunting primers uncoil Claris's hidden past, internal battles strive against exposure's insidious grip, protection and identity, hanging delicately in balance on clarity's edge. Anxieties permeate the air as new implications embroil Ed in rising tensions. Layers unravel, Verdi's secrets intertwining with Kylie's burden, uneasy truths flickering behind earnest demeanor, stealth veiled beneath ordinary veneers cast asunder. Adele's eagerness dances hope within starry confines, seeking Ed's presence for solace. Hope reshapes urgency, propelling excitement forward. Dialogue lays bare her longing, aspirations pressing through chords of anticipation to brighten approaching days. In anticipation's mixed moments, queries flutter amidst gathering throngs. Amid their laughter, tension's weight ebbs behind incredulity's subtle tinge. The complexity of clarifications echo with dual layers set against carefree challenge. Combat training electrifies the arena, pitting students in spirited clashes. With heart-set ambitions, first years seek to overturn their rivals' reputation. As rivalries burn, exchanges fuel hopes for advancement, and a message courts anticipation's fire. Light chatter around grilled delicacies turns to heavier topics, as ambition overlays tension. Despite earnest efforts, standout figures remain absent when successive years claim victories, escalated by stakes unresolved. Fears and thoughts drift amidst daily routines. Anticipation tints the air as a knight's presence clears paths, drawing attention to an upcoming momentous visit. Each word illuminates the profound undertones beneath lively exteriors, as questions linger over the impact on essential events paired intimately. Awe and surprise accompany Yvenikar's greeting, a presence commanding both reverence and excitement. As their exchange unfolds amidst urgency, informal pleasantries reveal intricate goals and aspirations, connecting figures beneath broad skies awaiting celestial plans. Ed and an elegant stranger debate mutual intrigues, accompanied by the soft clang of teacups. The Holy Emperor and Archbishop's forthcoming visit weaves intrigue's fabric. Amidst the arena's buzz, potentials remain unspoken, inviting unfolding mysteries. Celestial abilities spotlight celestial beings, Archbishop powers weaving thorough truth-finding. As apprehensions ripple through conversation, shadows of unease cascade into complexities. Identities twist beneath layers set apart for misunderstood judgment. Shadows of nobility dim against dynamic present. Ed's status emerges into discussion painted with uncertainty. Within a cafe bustling beyond, revelations of hidden meetings underscore subtle confidentiality connecting varied, vital loyalties. Frenzied rhythms of expectation wrap around anticipation for the Holy Emperor, wrestling nerves away with grand aspirations. Beneath shimmering engagement, personal doubts blend into grandeur, perhaps encouraging aught unprecedented amid palatial anticipation. Ed stands among the eager crowd in the bustling arena, nerves getting the best of him. As he watches the wagon clack past, his mind races. Kyle and Claris's presence only intensifies his anxiety, leaving him frustrated and tense. The crowd's excited shouts echo, hinting at an unspoken challenge. Ed addresses the dark-haired rival, confident yet tactical, as they discuss limitations on their upcoming match. The introduction of Kordek, a muscular opponent, injects tension into the encounter, a chilling reminder that this isn't just a friendly spar. Weapons and restrictions blur lines between safety and threat. In the grand arena, tension thickens as Ed and Kordek prepare to clash. With maniacal glee, Ed revels in the anticipation of battle. Kordek leaps forward, a testament to his seriousness. The duel promises danger and excitement, testing their skills to the brink. A powerful burst of flames from Ed's hand overwhelms the arena, leaving smoke in its wake. The muscular adversary struggles in confusion, astonished by the rapidity of Ed's response. Magic and dismay linger as the young mage's prowess asserts dominance. Surrounded by fire and ice figures, the third-year Ed stands bewildered by the mythical creature's emergence. Silence follows the explosion, chilling the blood of all present. The unknown breeds fear, leaving everyone questioning the safety of what should have been a standard tournament. Reflecting on his swift victory, Ed contemplates the duel's brevity. His triumph is overshadowed by distraction as thoughts drift to coming challenges. The brief joy of triumph is fleeting, swallowed by the concern for the next chapter after the saint's peculiar visit. In Glock Hall, Ed meets a familiar light-haired girl playing a guitar. Her cheerful demeanor lifts the ambience, a stark contrast to the battle's prior intensity. Their unexpected encounter unfolds with light-hearted banter, embodying the unpredictability of fate. Anxiety lingers as the conversation shifts to ominous recollections. Ed contemplates fate, recalling Adele Cerise's predetermined demise. With clenched fists, determination emerges, battling against the fear of a future that seems carved in stone. Ed ominously warns a companion of an approaching doom, the gravity of his words settling heavily. An air of foreboding suffuses the room as they grapple with choices made and consequences untold. Uncertainty flutters between belief and disbelief. A sudden realization rocks Ed. Taylor stands dangerously close to the edge, aware of her fate. Panic bubbles within, driving him to action. The stakes surge as he dashes from the hall, determination pulsating in his every move. Amidst chaos, the building trembles with seismic impacts. An earthquake disrupts the narrative, echoing unpredictability. Ed remains resolute against the rising threat, though harrowed by the notion of an ancient being resurfaced to alter their destiny. The awakening of the holy blue dragon casts a menacing shadow over the turbulent setting. The creature's formidable presence blots the horizon with power and dread. Against darkened skies, Ed braces for the coming tempest. A declaration pierces through the tension. The holy blue dragon has awakened. This chilling proclamation marks a new beginning, filled with uncertainty. What comes next remains to be seen.